Hello, and welcome to a demonstration of my procedural castle builder. This Houdini digital asset uses point instancing with pre-made models in order to create a highly customizable and interesting Unreal Engine 4 asset. Here in Houdini, we'll go through some of the features and a little bit into how they work. We have two main sources of points for our instancing. Our corner points shown here, and our grid points that are shown here. Both are controlled by the height and width values here. Looking at the corner points, for the first floor, we see the roof and floor corners are placed there without much being done to them. This is the same for all sequential floors, with the corner geometry being placed at the corner points with very little offset, if any. The first interesting bit happens at the doors. We start with our corner points, add geometry between them here, and then delete the corners. We then select every nth point according to our outer door density parameter, and add a door there, and then add walls at the other points. The remaining geometry here is all added via the grid points with no corners and no central point in order to add the main entrance. The interior has a lot more moving parts, and I'll try to explain them as succinctly as I can. Starting with the stairs, we first take our ceiling points from earlier in the graph and delete the points with doors to get the areas we're supposed to have the standard interior floors. Next, we randomly sort and choose a point to be where the stairs are placed based on this stair seed. This happens with most floors with stairs. Now we have the interior walls and floors to make up rooms. Using some point and group math, we find out the intersections, and based on our door and room density parameters, we get walls and doors to populate the interior. Next, we find the room islands that are created by this, separate them by size, and give them a unique floor to further create the idea of a realized interior. This is displayed here with the different colored floors that are unique floor styles that will be instanced in Unreal Engine 4. The second floor constructs a room very similarly to the first floor, with rooms being found with walls and island sizes that are also affected by the seed and density parameters for the layout of the floor. The third floor creates a dojo type room with stairs randomly seated like other floors, as well as entrances to the room created by seeds. A surrounding walk space is also populated for this unique floor. Floors 4 and up are the large interior bridge floors that really make an interesting space. The bridges are made with the starting corner points that then has geometry added to them. Next, we find what points share the edge and choose where to start our bridges, what direction they will go, and where they will intersect, and add geometry according to those three values. Again, a set of stairs is added by choosing one spot from the floor and replacing the stair. The next thing to note about these floors is the external balconies. Here we see red, yellow, and blue colored balconies, and I will explain why that is and how that works. First, taking the exterior points for these to be added, we look at each wall and randomly choose points that we then add a line to make at least a 2-point set. This is shown here. We then add a red filler balcony to the sets of points that are 2 or more, and then add left and right blue and yellow balconies to fill the edges. All points that aren't used are just given normal wall geometry. These balconies are also affected by random seed parameters and can be adjusted accordingly. Lastly, we have the attic. The top roof structure is created by taking the lines made via the width parameter and adding lines based on the length. This then lets us add the correct amount of rows of roofs and find the ends that lets us add the corners. The rest of the structure is made fairly similarly to the other floors by assigning geometry to either corners, edges, or inner points. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you have any other questions, feel free to message me at LinkedIn at Keegan Milburn or artstation/Keegan Milburn or email me at keeganmilburn@gmail.com. Thank you.